All right. Here we go. How y'all doing? Welcome. We've got the live coin Q&A. Let me make sure we're all on here.
In color.
Yeah, good to see you guys. Welcome to the show. Good to see you all again.
We're back.
Howdy, howdy.
We've got all of our panel members, except for one. And I'm sure by now you've heard about the loss of our esteemed colleague, Ken Peavey. It was a huge loss for all of us. So we took a week off, and we've our morning lost our friend and mentor, and he was a great man. Very much respected by a lot of people, and for what he's done for the hobby and for us as a group, for you guys. I know that he's touched a lot of your lives, and so we just send our condolences to the family, and that's what I had to say about it. He was a good friend. It's a big loss for me. So, but we go on. We go on with coins, and I will continue to do what Ken and I were planning on doing in his honor, and I will hopefully unveil that stuff in the near future to you guys and show you Ken's body of work. So that'll be really exciting. So anyway, on other note, let me say hi to everybody in chat. It's good to see you guys. Adam C., Anna, Gabe, Dodger, Randy Collins, Jeff Dunn, Hoogie, Linda. Good to see you guys. Thank you all for coming. And I think you might know all of our panelists, but if you don't, let's take a moment to let them introduce themselves. Let's see. Up here we've got Paula. I'll let you go first.
Hello, I'm Paula. That was very sweet, Shay. You did a wonderful job. I'm not going to bother talking about myself right now. I'm going to talk about our friend, Ken. He was my best friend, and I miss him. And it's hard to do this right now. I'm not going to cry. I want to say thank you to everybody, every single one of you that joined the memorial page and have messaged and emailed and said the great things that you guys said about Ken, and it has helped tremendously. This has been a huge, huge blow. Some of his family might be watching tonight. I hope they are. I've gotten very, very close with particularly his sister, Christy. And we've kind of gone through this together and been kind of a shoulder for each other. Not to mention my panel, my family on the panel. We've all kind of gone through this together. So Ken loved you guys so much, and this hobby meant the world to him. And we are going to continue on and continue with his mission of educating and making great collectors. And I am going to mention this. Shay and I have talked, and I'm going to do a video. The family wants a big show to go on. Shay and I have been tasked with that, and we're going to do it. Not really sure that we really want to start it on Ken's channel, but until we get all the bugs worked out, I think that we're probably going to end up doing at least the next one on my channel. So we're going to make it work, and we're going to continue with that and continue. You know, that was Ken's baby, so it's very important to us that we continue that legacy. So you'll hear more about it. My address is in the chat right there to send any cards or condolences. You can send them to my address, and I'm going to forward them on to Ken's family, or I'll take them when I go to the memorial. So, yeah. So keep your ear out for the big show announcement and stuff. And thank you guys, really, everybody. I love you guys.
Thank you, Paula.
Sorry I rambled.
That's all right. Twin Dragon, do you want to say a word?
Sure. A word? How's that? Sorry. Yeah. Hi, I'm Frank, Coin Dragon. To tell you the God's honest truth, I probably would not be doing YouTube anything coin-wise were it not for our buddy Ken. I met him, I think, through SJ. She might be out here. I don't know. But yeah, that's how I kind of got started. I watched what he did. I listened to what he was talking about. I absorbed it all and kind of turned it into my own little YouTube thing. I would not know as much about other denominations as I do now without Ken, too. He was a copperhead, just like me. We all know that. And I'm always going to be a copperhead. But yeah, as far as other stuff, books, everything like that, yeah, Ken was a man. And I'm going to miss him. So with that, I'll pass it on to Shay. And thanks, everybody, for stopping in tonight.
Thank you, Coin Dragon. Sean, you want to say something?
Absolutely. Hey, good evening, Sean Blue Ridge. I've had the pleasure of knowing Ken for a few years. The first very chance encounter was a little bit silly, but that's just who he is. He's very knowledgeable, and I think the best tribute that we could do is to continue on with all of the live streams and the show in his honor. Again, I'm glad to be a part of the panel. Can't stress this enough that it means the world to me. And Ken was one of those guys that brought me on board and helped me make that decision to become a live Q&A member. So thank you to him, Mr. Peavey in the sky, wherever you may be. I'm sure he's around. And yeah, we're gonna keep on going because that's what the people want. They want us on, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it for everyone. We're gonna do it for Ken and his family. All right, back to you, Shay.
All right, Chris.
Yeah, sure. Well, I've known Ken for quite a long time. I met him on Facebook in the coin groups, of course. Instantly attracted to him. He was a funny guy. We have a very similar sense of humor. Obviously knowledgeable. You know, we had a really good friendship for a long time. And I'm going to miss him for sure. I'm not real open about my feelings when it comes to stuff like that. And I haven't said a whole lot about it. And I'm probably not going to because that's just the way I am. But Ken was just a gifted guy. He really loved the hobby. He really loved the people in it. And his gift was being able to teach people and being able to teach the people that were almost unteachable. You know, he had a lot of patience. We all do. At times it gets frustrating, but, you know, he genuinely, truly wanted to promote this hobby and take it to the next level and get people interested. And I know he has. I mean, and one thing I loved about him the most was he's one of those guys that I loved having around me, even though I never met him in person. I mean, I've been talking to him behind the scenes for years, and he's one of those guys that will just challenge you. And we challenged each other. I joke around and say that I taught him everything he knows, but obviously that's not true. He just had a natural way of figuring things out. I'm fairly certain he was very mechanically inclined like I am. We worked with our hands for a long time and able to figure out how stuff works. And, you know, we had very deep discussions about how this stuff happens, you know, the variety and error part of it. And I'm going to miss him. And I know Shay got really close with him here in the last couple of years as well. And my heart goes out to you, Shay, because I know you guys spent a lot of time together at night working on projects. One thing I want to say is make sure you tell the people that are in your life that you love them and how you care about them, because I feel like I failed at that, and I wish I would have told him, but I think he knew. We had a lot of fun together, so I will miss him.
You do, man, for sure. Jeff?
Hey, just real quick remembrance about Ken was I came on the scene kind of late. A lot of friendships and everything had already been made, and spring of 2019, and I started watching Ken's coin class videos, and that kind of rounded up a lot of the rough areas that I had in my knowledge base. And so I started, watching Big Show, started watching Coin Q&A, and then Coin Seminar came around. And I thought, man, I'd really like to learn how to do some of those Coin Seminar classes. And I reached out when the next one came around, and Ken encouraged me to do one. And it turned out, everybody really liked what I did, and it was very inspirational to see that I was accepted and appreciated, and along that was developing my ability to not only teach people about coins, but teach people how to do them on YouTube. And it was very neat to see that skill develop along with my friendship with Ken. And I'm really indebted to him for that, and I really appreciated that. And then, along was January, so he reached out to me and said, "Hey, we've got a couple slots on Coin Q&A. We'd like to invite you in and see how you do." And it was a real honor to hear that directly from Ken. And to this day, forever, I'll be indebted to him for what he's taught me, what I've learned from him. I've really appreciated that from him. And of course, everybody else on the panel too has encouraged me and helped me with stuff. And it's been neat to see me be able to help others as well, others who I respect already. Be able to help them with some of the areas that I've got a little bit more knowledge in. That's been kind of neat. That's it.
Awesome. All right. Well, I know he loved each and every one of you, and I know we all loved him as well. And his memory lives on.
Chris, if you would have told Ken you loved me, you would have thought you were gay.
Yeah.
Just saying. You would have said, "Hey, man, I don't swing that way."
I know.
If he video chatted with you ever, then that means he pretty much was a big fan.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun together. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Well, we do have coins that came in. You guys blessed us with emails and pictures over the last 2 weeks, and so we gathered them up and got them ready. So I guess we could go ahead and start.
Let's do it.
I started with one of my favorites, and let me show you what it is. All right. From 1 cent, he sends in a mail that says 2 cent coin, doubled die.
I sure hope so.
No, not a doubled die.
Oh, but
this one happens to be RPD 003, 1864, repunched date.
beautiful.
Congrats. Very nice.
See right there on the bottom of the 6.
That one was nice.
Yeah.
And up here on the 1 and here. Yeah, that's real nice.
2, please.
Yeah. That 6 has a nice big slapping ass.
Yeah, this is one of the ones I don't have yet, believe it or not. I do have, I think, maybe 6, but there's a whole lot more out there.
Yeah, it is nice, huh, you guys? Mm-hmm.
It's a target-rich environment, yes.
Yeah, you can find these on eBay if you cherry pick, and you can definitely find them in shops. Some dealers do, some dealers don't really worry about the varieties, but they sure are fun to cherry pick. So
Sure are.
We're grateful to them for that.
I think the only variety they don't have a repunch mint marks because there are no mint marks.
Yeah,
I
this
believe
guy-
Blue-Ridge Silverhound just picked himself up one of them nice ones.
oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for sending that one in 1 cent. That's a pretty nice one right there.
put you on the spot.
Uh-oh. No pressure. No pressure.
2 cent pieces, 3 cent nickels, and I would say what shield nickels are three of the series that I have cherry picked a lot of repunched dates and doubled dies out of. It's just whatever reason, there's quite a few of them out there, and nobody seems to, I don't know if cares the word to describe it, but yeah, if you guys are looking to cherry pick some pretty neat stuff, yeah, those 3 series definitely the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Heck, I cherry picked one right off a great collection site, and they usually don't miss anything.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. On to you.
Supposed to go, yeah.
On with the show.
Yeah. Loving the spotlight.
Hello? Hello?
Sorry about that.
Roger, 455, 1946, D over D, Jefferson nickel. I found this in a roll of 46s that I saved after watching Blue Ridge Silverhound video on 46 nickels. I believe this is a FS 501D over inverted D.
Ooh.
How would you tell us?
Thanks, Dodger. Let's see it.
Let's hope so.
Very cool.
Whoa. Hello.
Look at that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one.
Wow.
Hey, Jeff, do you have one of these?
I don't have one of these, and I'm a little jealous.
Yeah. Even I don't even have one, man. I've never successfully cherry picked one of these, that's for sure.
Where's that new mint mark guy? Get him over here.
God, you could clearly see that arch on the other side of the vertical bar.
So that's the inverted D, right?
Yeah, it's upside down.
It's like backwards.
Yeah.
Very
Hey, Shay,
cool.
can you pan out to the full image of the obverse and the reverse? I mean, look at that thing. What do you guys think? Is that like a VF XF?
That's probably more like a VF.
Yeah. Just goes to show
Obverse
you
is better.
that is a very, very tough variety right there. But look at that. On that coin that looks like it's been well loved out in circulation. You can still find stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
They're out there, folks.
I said it the other day, and I say it again. I'm starting to like nickels.
Not me.
You take those nickels. That'll leave more pennies for us.
I hate nickels.
Oh, I hate to tell you, I will never give up the pennies.
And what's funny is I've been doing pennies here lately.
That's interesting.
Dark side.
But a quick word about that condition. The condition on that is, that's pretty common roll hunting. That's about what you typically see an older Jefferson nickel in the condition. That's what you're going to pick out of a roll today. It's about what you'll see, maybe a little better than some. Except for ward nickels. Ward nickels tend to look like AG3 coins because the composition on those lends to them being worn down pretty bad.
Like they've been through the war.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good name.
But
all the jokes.
Let you know.
Oh boy, here we go. From Ida.
Oh, yeah.
1940 I believe this is the DDO 001. However, it is kind of hard to tell. I think when you look at In God We Trust, this is what Ken was talking about when the hub shifts. I'd love to hear your opinions. As always, I feel blessed to have the panel to steer me in the right direction.
Oh, we're blessed to have
Ida,
you.
if you found another one of these, that's unreal.
She did.
Oh, I mean, there's no mistake in that.
No, that one is that's a,
Touchdown.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, Ida, you have 2 now, so I don't have 0.
Yeah.
Ida, wherever you're getting those coins, go back and get more.
Just
Look at the
saying.
spread on that thing.
Crazy,
Yeah,
right?
that's a good one.
That's ginormous.
Lovely, wonderful. And you know what? Here's another one that obviously spent some time in circulation.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And that one you can see with the naked eye. I mean, that picture there's not too good, but when you're holding that coin in your hand, you can see that one with the naked eye. And yeah, that passed around quite a few hands and nobody noticed it. So awesome job finding that one, Ida.
Well done. A lot of great finds out there, guys.
I have to say that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of goodies down there in Texas. It's a 67 S double dive verse #1 found in San Antonio a couple years back.
Crazy.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Was that Megan Green?
Was it who?
Megan Green?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't know she was from Texas, but yeah, I definitely remember her finding that one.
I
Yes.
remember her finding it too, and I remember when she first posted it, and I remember all the negative comments she got on it.
Oh, unbelievable! Yeah,
Mhm.
you know, there's a great story right there. If that's not a story to get everybody into coin roll hunting, you know, here's a woman who was at home raising the kids, and she was bored, so she decided she came across coin roll hunting videos on YouTube somehow. And she decided to go out and try it herself. She knew nothing about it at all. And what do you think she found? A 1969 S double dive.
And her baby, her son, was really sick at the time. She had a lot of medical bills and stuff for him.
Yeah, she had a lot of stuff going on. She ended up sending it out, getting it graded, and then sending it to, I think, Heritage, right? Didn't she go through Heritage?
Either Heritage or Stax. I can't remember which one. Yeah, I can't remember.
So, we were able to see that entire story unfold from beginning to end, and it was so cool.
It was really
And it couldn't have happened to a nicer person. She's really nice.
Yeah, that's what they call life-changing money in the right hands. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But what Chris isn't telling you is that when this poor girl first posted it, and I can't remember which group it was in, but she had so many naysayers. Oh, it's fake. It's, you know, blah, 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 blah. Just, it was ridiculous. And I think it was Dustin Morgan. Was it Dustin that she sent it into?
I believe so, yeah.
Eventually, I think he got his hands on it, yeah.
Okay.
Got involved somehow.
Yeah. So.
You know, actually, you know what? If I think correctly, I think I might have actually introduced her to him for the coin up.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you did. Mm-hmm.
It's a really cool story anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Oh, we lost Chris.
Hey, does anyone remember what it graded out as? Like AU 50?
I think it was. I think it was like an AU 50. I think either.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It was brown, but it was
a chunk of change.
It was a nice coin. Yeah, I think either XF45 or AU50. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, that's still like a $16,000 coin right there.
Yeah, it was, and it just was. It was so. Yeah. Anyway, Ken's got 1 million pennies project. Ken has an article about it. You want to go check it out? Where'd Chris go?
Yeah, he dropped. I'm sure we'll get him back here in a minute.
Come
Yeah.
back.
What
Come
about
back.
Frisco?
Frisco.
All right. There he
Is he back?
he's back.
Photo
Oh, who's
op.
that?
Oh my!
Huh?
I clicked the wrong damn button. You know what? That's what I get for coin roll hunt.
He didn't blame it on the Fortnite. The kids playing Fortnite. That's good.
No, that was my fault this time.
You've got a pretty
Who
little
did you
girl
got,
growing out of your
Sean?
shoulder there, Sean.
Yeah, I think we're related.
Uh-oh.
Doctor, I have the
We
same.
just had a little time in
He's a
between
beauty.
Minecraft stints to
Got
come.
one growing out of my shoulder too.
Mine
Oh, I
was,
love Minecraft.
mine was in earlier.
Oh, I'd had a question. So what is that coin? So what is that coin I sent in? Your coin is the 1941 DDO 001.
Yep,
Big in.
confirmed.
Yeah, the second one you found.
You have
Yeah.
a delightful variety.
I just like, wait, I sent another one in?
Isn't that-
Yeah.
Like it's automatic now.
Those things are coming in twos. 84s, the 92s, the 41s now.
Can you tell me what that is? She said. What? Can you tell me what that is? You know what it is. What's she talking about?
It's called a touchdown.
She couldn't find it in Variety Vista.
It's called Score.
It's there. Hang on.
There.
It's
I
like
love
that,
when
it's like the lady. It's like the lady that goes to a blackjack table for the very first time and doesn't know how to play. You're like, ooh, I have no clue how to play.
Mhm.
Or doing the whole beginner's luck. And,
Yeah, I think Ida's a ringer. I think.
I think so too.
Uh-huh.
She hits on 20 and gets an ace.
Yeah.
Well, that also reminds me of someone else. Many of you know Delenia as well.
Yeah.
And talk about someone who has sheer luck when it comes to coin roll hunting.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, the
It's,
95.
found a roll,
95
Yeah.
D. Holy smokes. How many did she find in a
10
roll?
of them. Like 10 of them.
Isn't that
And I
nuts?
told her, she told me about it first. And I said, Delenia, do me a favor. Don't tell anybody about it. You know, send them off to get graded, whatever. Do what you got to do. Don't tell anybody about it and slowly introduce them to the market. No, what does she do? She gets a darn article written about it.
Yeah.
Luckily for her,
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
luckily for her, though, it actually worked out in her favor. It increased, the knowledge of that one because a lot of people didn't even know about it. But there's a time when that may actually drop the value when you introduce. I think at that time there was only maybe a handful of them known to exist, and she pretty much doubled that.
She tripled the
instantly.
pops on that one coin just from that day forward.
Yeah.
Didn't she get a bunch of them stolen after they got graded?
Yeah, you got
And was
about
it-
half of them stolen.
Was it Jody Gomez or Art Ring that found them on eBay?
Art did some major investigating, and he found the coins on eBay. The dealer that was selling them was not the perpetrator, but led them to the perpetrator. And if I remember correctly, that was actually a
Right.
postal service worker that was stealing numismatic material out of. And this is why I always tell people, like, if you're stealing coins, if you're selling coins, do not put anything with that name on the envelope as a return address, because you don't know who you can trust. But I think it was a postal service worker. It wasn't just her packages getting stolen. There was a rash of packages being stolen in the Georgia area.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And good job, Art.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
I thought it was
Yeah.
Art that did it. That
Yeah.
found it. That was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, at one point they were like 15 minutes south of me. I remember when that happened.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Coin cop.
All right. Let's see. I've got the next one up here. There we go.
Coin cop.
Anybody want to read?
Dodger, you're becoming quite a pest.
No,
Just kidding.
we like
Say that.
flyers.
Roger, we really appreciate you sending these.
100%.
Great images.
I'll read from Dodger 455. 2020 Weir Farm struck through West Point. Here is the true view image from PCGS of the original image I sent, and the original image I sent you guys several weeks ago of the 2020 America the Beautiful Weir Farm West Point quarter struck through Umbers. I don't have the coin back yet. It's on the way. The grade is MS66. Congratulations. That's an amazing grade on that coin.
Yeah.
First week discovery.
Yeah.
I'm just jealous, Dodger.
That is awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Look at that thing.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Yep.
Look at it. Look at it.
There's so many things going for this coin. Absolutely.
Hi, Dale.
First of all, you got a beautiful coin. MS66 is really tough to get on these quarters. They get banged around a lot. Then you got the Peavey, you got the W mint mark, and a huge struck through. That's an awesome, awesome coin. Love it.
Wow.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, you just don't really, for the longest time, associate mint errors with the West Point mint. You know, they've always been known for great quality, and this year's quarter program has been anything but. You know, even the bat quarter, you know, there's been a lot of strike throughs as we've seen.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
We've seen a couple of those on the show.
Yeah.
He's in the chat right now. Venomous Silverback, Dale.
That's his third one.
Yeah, you know, it is kind of odd because all of last year's quarters and so far the two this year have had an abundance of strike throughs. So it's odd. It really is. And it's from, you know, it's not just from West Point. It's from, you know, all of Venomous Snake's, or Venomous Snake, Venomous Silverback, Dale's, all of his are Philadelphia. So it's
one thing I've noticed, I mean, I think quarters have always been plagued with struck throughs, especially grease. You always see a lot of the weird patterns on them, but the strike throughs we're seeing now are deep and strong, and I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I have to. Someone who was it? Who was it that was saying? Was it you, Jeff? That was asked. Oh no, it was Eric. Blues Coins. We were talking about it last night about the how these coins are coming out with all these struck throughs, and he said, you know, I wonder if somehow the mint's doing some of these intentionally, because these weren't put out as kind of a, you know, get collectors, you know, more collectors into the hobby. And it's an interesting theory, you know, because we are seeing a lot of them.
Well, I'm kind of with Ant right there. If you see what Ant wrote, they're cranking them out. You know, they're putting these dead things out there. They're telling people the release dates, so they're kind of under pressure. They're putting pressure on themselves to get the stuff out. So if they're having trouble at the facility, or maybe some mechanical issues, they're rushing to get this stuff out on time. And maybe sometimes they kind of turn a blind eye to some of these defects, and just the overall quality and cleanliness of the machinery. So that's kind of a good thing for us, though, right? Because we love finding this stuff.
Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Well, I do know something a little here and there about quality control, and they appear to be having an issue. Maybe it's a shortage of manpower covering the QA checks. I don't know.
Well, we saw that video from the Philadelphia Mint. There's not a whole lot of quality control that goes on there, period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and at the end of the day, keep in mind, once again, we said this before, at the end of the day, even though they're gearing these towards collectors, these are coins intended for commerce.
Yeah.
So, you know, does it really matter that there's a large struck through on this coin? It's still worth 25 cents. You can still spend it. So do they even care? I don't even know.
Nah.
17.
All right, let me grab the next one here.
So while you're doing that, Shay, since we're on the subject of the strike throughs, I'm going to send you a picture of another Weir Farm quarter that's actually a strike through. It looks like string. That someone had submitted to me that I'm going to send through the email, and then you could go ahead and whenever it comes across, you could go ahead and show it to everyone.
All right.
Pretty neat.
I love those.
I like them on the proofs when you see them on proofs.
Yeah.
Okay. From Robert Gravett
Robert
regarding
Gravett.
1945P with die cracks. Sorry. Didn't mean to step on
No,
you.
go ahead.
Thought it's your recent find with the panel. I found it rather interesting. Llama, llama, llama. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
There's actually, a few. There's one down below. See that?
Well,
Yeah, that die was about to go boom.
let's take a real close look at that here.
Well, there's a picture of it there.
Oh, wow.
Hopefully regular looking.
That is pretty cool. That baby was about to shatter, I think.
Yeah.
Even further up in the wheat stalk, you see it pretty cool.
Look how straight they are, too.
Right under the first berry at the top.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a cool one. That's one I would keep. I don't really keep many die cracks or anything like that anymore because they're so common, but this one's definitely a little extraordinary. I like this one.
It's almost like something meeting an impression in the die. They're so straight.
Yeah, it's almost like something happened to that die prior to that. Like maybe it was loose and came down tilted or something and just
split really fast, really straight.
I'm wondering if maybe it was over hardened or something like that because numerous cracks all radiating out like that. That's pretty that's crazy.
Metal fatigue.
Yeah, metal fatigue. Really cool.
Very cool coin though. There's
what date is this one again?
45
40,
I think. Huh. Oh, 45B.
Nice coin. Pretty tiny.
Yeah, it's not a bad looking thing either.
Yeah, lots of meat left on that. Definitely a keeper.
Very cool, Robert.
Very nice. Archaeology Mike has a interesting comment in chat where he's talking about always check every coin you get from a coin store at coin shows because sometimes people don't even know what they're selling if it has an error. That's very, very true. And one of my pro tips that a long timer gave me about picking shows is try to find those dealers that only deal in slabs. A lot of times those guys know how to buy and sell, but they don't really know a whole lot about actually picking the coins. They know how to buy and sell slabs and buy low and sell high. A lot of times those are a treasure trove of untapped varieties and errors.
Yeah.
Undergraded coins too.
One thing I like to do is I like to go to the guys that are known to sell varieties and errors because they're a lot of times they don't even know what the heck they got. I see so many items mislabeled and sometimes it's for the good, but most of the time, you know, they think it's something better than it actually is. But every once in a while you find that gem and I love going to those guys because they have a lot of it. And there's a lot to go through.
Well, the grading companies have been screwing the pooch on errors too lately. So, I mean, they've really, they're even Mike Diamond was commenting earlier that, and Ken Potter also, that they've gotten to where they're starting to call everything cap dies. Everything. So I don't know if they're just short staffed or what's going on as far as who's attributing their errors, but they're making a lot of mistakes.
That's incorrect.
What?
I said that's incorrect.
That's incorrect.
From Dodger for 55, 2015 Homestead WDDO 004. So this is 2015 Homestead quarter number 4. I couldn't believe this when I put it under the scope. After looking at so many, you'd think you will never see one. The condition of the coin is good too. Circulated, but I think maybe XL. I like these ones.
I like them too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy
Oh yeah.
Chris,
That's a good one.
sharp example.
Yep.
Yep.
Looking underneath the window so you can even see part.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
You can
Another one of those. You don't need
Yeah.
a scope for that one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one's naked eye is visible, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
These are
There's a couple. Go ahead,
there's
Shay.
a lot of them. I think I've filled up 3 tubes of different ones. They're fun to find. I like it.
Yeah. I was going to say there's a couple of the double pump handles that are relatively strong, but this one is by far the best.
So
Bill,
I-
look in the window.
but oftentimes you'll see little stuff like in here or all inside. You got to check all inside every window. You'll see stuff, and you got to look at it in a different light. Some of it will just be in the edges here, like this. And
Show, there's a couple people in chat that can you use your cursor and show them what you're looking at there?
oh, can you see what I'm doing like that? Oh,
No.
on this coin.
Yes.
This.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
definitely better than the wider one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is not supposed to be there, in case anyone's wondering.
Right.
Yeah, you're not supposed to have a water pump handle inside your house.
No.
What did Ken call those? The escutcheons?
Because it'll be bright.
I think that's what he called them, but they're actually mullions.
Mullions. He called it mullions.
Mhm.
I don't know where I got escutcheons.
That's the shield, isn't it?
Maybe like Lilliputians.
It's a good one,
Yeah, that's
dog.
a good one.
Well done, sir.
And you know what? Wanda makes a good point. I take for granted that I have really good vision. So what is visible to the naked eye for me, maybe not visible to the naked eye for some.
Well, with
Sorry
that
about
one, if you know what you're looking for, that one is pretty obvious. I mean, even, I could probably even see it. But you have to know what,
Yeah, that one's awesome. That one's still on my list.
You
Again,
don't-
I do want to find it.
if you don't know that that's not supposed to be there, you wouldn't know that it's not supposed to be there.
And I recommend these for new collectors, people that want to hunt varieties. Try the quarters, and you're no doubt going to find some of these Homestead double dies.
Yeah.
Pull up Wexler.
Oh, yeah.
There's dozens and dozens and dozens. I think over 100 of them, and just go.
Let's not forget about the Harper's Ferry either.
Oh yeah. There's lots of different ones you can pick. Just pick a date and take a look and start looking through your quarters. You'll find one.
There's nothing like for me to go through a dry spell, and if I want to start feeling good about my picking skills again, is to get a box of circulated quarters and pick out Homestead in West Virginia and
Oh yeah.
few of
It
the
does look like a reflection in the window. Flawed Finder says
Yeah.
it's like a reflection in the window. That's exactly what it looks like.
And,
Yeah.
and you know what I really like is that the practice that it gives you going through those hundreds of different pictures and looking at the pickup points and the markers and verifying that you have a certain one. That's the type of practice you need every day.
Yeah.
And if you have because of so many of these, you have a lot of opportunity to do so. Eventually you'll be like, oh my God, I found another homestead and I got to go look through all those things. But hey, it's fun. It's good practice, and it'll help you in all the other series that you hunt. So,
Yeah.
Nobody can see, but I got $100 worth of quarters laid out on my desk right now, and I'm slowly going through as we talk.
Nice.
From Art Ring, 1951 Costa Rica tin Sycamores double die obverse. Hi guys, just showing off a recent find, a 1951 Costa Rica tin Sycamores double die obverse.
I've seen these. These are cool.
Yep, love these too.
Mhm.
Frank, you and I are on the same page here. We're loving those foreign double dies, man.
Oh yeah. When you see that one, I'm getting.
Hey, I'm there too, man. I love them, especially Latin America for some reason.
Look at that.
I like them because usually they're relatively cheap.
Yeah.
It's almost like as soon as we said something about that, like the first time, wow, you can get these for cheap. I was like, boing.
Yep. Now, one thing to note on this one, easily mistaken for machine doubling, but if you look real close at a few of the letters, you can actually see the notches. Yeah, right there in the corner of the A, you can see a notch. So even when you think something is machine doubling, take a real close look at it. Look at all of the design elements, especially on these foreign ones. There's quite a few that I actually own that if you wouldn't look at every single letter, you could definitely mistake them for machine doubling.
Lots of cracks and cuts with those too.
Now this one, the bottom of the L gave it away. You know, the top of the E there on the right, and lots of notches there.
Very cool, Art. Thank you for sending that in.
Yep.
Oh, what's the class?
Looked like 5 to me. 5 or 1.
So we've got rotation all around the coin, all devices. So I'd say class 1.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Full rotation, baby.
The whole thing went.
Counterclockwise. Yep. Very cool.
Class 4 is like
sharing
83. Yeah.
All right, let me grab the next one here.
Yeah, buy yourselves 10 pounds of foreign coins for like $5 and go through them.
Oh yeah.
My favorite.
Yeah, when I start to run out of money at the show, I'll sit down with a box of world coins and start knocking through those.
Uh-oh. I've got this is a slight problem.
Are you stuck?
Uh-oh.
Technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Listen provided some substantial text here. Hold on just 1 second. And it went off the screen. So.
You can, Ida. Chris and Sean, you do currency too, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Chris and Sean both do currency. I don't know squat about it. I know how to spend it.
Yeah.
You're a woman, of course you do.
I just never, I had some foreign currency and stuff, and I just never, I like the shiny stuff.
I go in waves. I had a nice big collection of it, and then I lost interest. I sold all of it, bought silver. Then I started collecting it again. I'm all over the place.
You're all over the place.
That's just.
I am.
Nickels. Bleh.
Oh my God. Who the heck is reading that one? Someone.
She's always different on the nickels, man.
Don't worry, Jeff. I like nickels.
Exactly.
Go ahead and read it, Chris.
Okay. Listen. Hey, panel, welcome back. I hope everyone is doing well. I mentioned having this half dime to a couple of you and decided I would just send it into Q&A to be looked at by everyone. I bought this half dime at a very cheap price, and I'm pretty sure that ICG has possibly labeled it incorrectly. If it's ICG, you're probably right. It says that it is a strike through, which I do see a little evidence of that on the top left of the wreath on the reverse, but there's obviously a lot more going on with it. I'm thinking that maybe it has been struck out of color or something as well. I'm not sure. I would appreciate if you guys would give it a look and let me know what you think is going on. Thank you guys very much for your time, and take care.
Good year.
Well, okay, what's going on out around the outer edge of that coin on the obverse? I almost think this might have been in some sort of bezel or encasement. Does that rim look odd to you guys?
It looks pinched, yeah.
Oh, geez.
Good year.
I'm looking at the gap in between the edge of the
That's what I
coin
was
and the
trying
two.
to. I was gonna wait.
Oh my god. Okay. So right there by the S&T and States is the struck through area, I guess they're talking about, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like
Yeah.
a strike through.
Yeah. Yeah, something that deep, if it were damaged, you would definitely see some flattening of the devices directly opposite on the other side of the coin, and I didn't see that.
Pretty amazing clashing going on there, too.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. Right around the F, I see some stuff going on there, too.
Let's see the pole.
Usually you get some stuff over here. There it is. Whoops.
My goodness.
That's a good
So you get
color.
a nice half dime with a struck through and a die clash.
Oh, it's got the rock clash, too. Up there top.
Oh yeah, look at that.
That wavy line. I love some clash half times.
Yeah, mid 19th century is
And
perfect.
you're so tiny.
You got the tops of the arrows are touching the rock.
That's one of
Not quite touching the rim. You can use these points for determining which Valentine die you have, and the condition of the stars. You want to look at those really closely, and sometimes you can find like right there. There's a little deformation.
There's a couple I know half times that would they actually use the dime numbers instead of the half dime numbers, and they run right up into the rocks.
Oh, look at that right there.
Oh yeah, there's some clashing too.
Sometimes you'll
Very,
find.
very nice coin.
That's a nice solid coin with a lot of stuff going on with it.
Batman gloves.
Yeah, I do love half dimes, and they're pretty affordable. I mean, they're you've got to have a keen eye to make sure you don't get it clean.
Oh yeah,
But
lots of them.
But if you go through enough of them, I think they're just beautiful. I love them.
Yeah,
And
that's a
some
nice
really
one.
cool varieties.
Lots
I
of
forget
detail.
One where it looks like she's got a cigarette coming out of her fingers.
Lucky strikes.
I'll be right back, you guys.
Oh, that's not Nicolas Cage this time. That's definitely somebody else.
Always after her with Nicolas Cage.
What's his name?
This was such a long running series on the dimes and the half dimes and quarters and half dollars. The seeded series. By the time this series ended, people were like miserable with the design. They just didn't like it anymore. I just look back.
Fast forward them to 2020, and they can play with the Roosevelt dimes.
Yeah, yeah.
How did you
He was
people
one
not
they like better.
recall?
Yeah, that's a nice looking coin there. I haven't seen Listen in chat tonight.
As yet, no. I got this one from Adam Chambers regarding 1959 Goiter cherry pick. Very cool. Good evening, panel. I just started cherry picking eBay the last couple of weeks, and so far I think I've done pretty good for myself. This 1959 was one of my favorite cherry picks last week. This is the FS402 Goiter variety. I found this one in an NGC MS64 full bell line holder for $34.95. It's a nice score and valuable.
Yeah, Adam has been laying waste to some of these graded cherry picks here in the last week and a half. It's pretty crazy to just see him post every single day of something new that he's found.
That's a very good thing.
Wow,
Wow.
that Goiter is noticeable.
Yeah, so looks like a turkey neck.
Yeah, I was just going to say it.
Oh yeah, you can see that thing from way up.
Yeah, that's Grandpa Franklin right there. Going for the last cordial cherry.
MS64 full bell
bells, man.
Let's take a look at those bell lines. Now that's kind of
Looks like it's been used for
Someone
target
got
practice.
away with one.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Look at that. Huh.
I guess
Things
they-
that make you
One of
go.
the giant bulk dealer submissions, right? Where they almost pay off the grading company there. Holy crap.
You just sent in 1,000 of them, and they were like, "Let's just get this guy through."
Wow. That's why you got to pay attention. Don't just read the label. Look and know what you're buying.
Amen. Read the labels, but don't necessarily believe them.
I bet if you crack that out and send it back in, you may or you might not get that FBL, and that's a different price range there.
Especially
Yeah.
for CGS, they won't give it to you there with that.
Yeah,
That may be why you got it for $34.95.
Yeah, that's true.
I see it a lot with Jefferson nickels. Stuff that's getting 5-step, 6-step, or full steps or whatever that are just simply not deserving of the distinction.
Seen a lot of those myself too, Jeff.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, I see that a lot actually.
Yeah. Maybe it's because I'm too picky. Maybe it's maybe that's just how they grade them.
Well, I don't think so. I mean, they have clear outline on what
Yeah.
is deserving 5 full steps or 6 full steps. And yeah, I don't think you're being too picky. I think you're going by the standards that they set forth, and they're not going by them.
Yeah.
Either way, that's still a cool find.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw this when Adam posted it on Facebook, and I was unfamiliar with this variety, but it's definitely on my radar now.
Yeah, isn't there like a 1950s Washington quarter that had a goiter variety where he had a big old bulge coming out of his neck?
Yeah, I've heard the term goiter a couple times on different coins.
Lincoln's too, yeah.
Yeah, Lincoln has it right on the top of his neck, which is interesting, right? Not in the field, but on his neck.
Yeah, it's like the rest of the sides of his neck are sunk in. It's like diasubsidence or something.
I'm trying to think of there's a couple of clashes on the quarters that I'm aware of that are right in that spot. Cool. All right, let me grab the next one. It's here we go.
Very nice.
Another one from Listen, 1965 dime, or I guess 1965. There are no proof dimes made for 65. Is the one who just played it? It weighs the same as a normal clad dime. Just wanted more opinions. Thanks. Well, I see what he's talking about there. It looks almost like it has mirrored fields and two possibilities. Well, okay. After seeing that, I'm thinking maybe it was played. At first, I was going to say possibly SMS, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, what's with that rim there?
That's odd.
It looked like it was angled off to the right there. Almost like a partial collar.
Over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill had mentioned that it looks like it was polished, and that could be the case.
Yeah.
Because of the high wear on some of the features on there.
Does look mighty shiny.
Yeah.
Well, we got either polished or plated.
Yep. I think we all agreed on that one.
Where'd everybody go?
Oh, I'm right here.
Okay, from Adam Chambers, 1952 Bugs Bunny eBay cherry pick. Panel, I found this very nice 1952D PCGS MS65 full bell lines with the Bugs Bunner Clash on the obverse on eBay just a couple days ago. This date and mint is a tough date for Bugs Bunny or Boogar Clash. I contacted Brett from franklinlover.yolasite.com, and I'm still waiting to hear back if he wants to photograph the coin. Rarity scales the URS2. Only one graded MS65 FBL by PCGS, and I paid $112.49, which is a steal for this variety. And that's a peach.
Oh, yeah.
So the Bugs Bunny on these Franklins is a die clash. It's the wing on the eagle on the reverse. And you can find them on any year of the Benjamin Franklin. Some are more common than others, but that's a nice one.
I looked at this one, and then I looked in the cherry picker's guide, and I was like, oh, they don't even have it listed. They don't.
Yeah.
They have a 1952, but not a 1952D.
They probably have the 55 on there.
Well, no, they had like one. They had one or two from every single year in there.
Oh, they do.
They didn't
Now
list it.
that's a full bell line.
The 55 Bugs Bunny is the most available one you could find out there for the type.
Yeah, it's kind of the most sought after too, isn't it?
It's usually very strong.
I just cherry picked one this week.
But I really like those. And I think they're very cool. They're like little vampire teeth. They remind me of that what's that old vampire movie?
Nosferatu?
Nosferatu.
Yeah, where his vampire teeth were like right in the front. Like, yeah.
Like non-retractable?
Mm-hmm.
That was like a silent film, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah. Yeah. It's really cool. Oh, yeah.
Well, that's an orthodontist nightmare right there.
Yeah, what's up, Doc?
Hey, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a lot stronger than the one I've got.
I think I'm going to have me a piece of it.
Yeah, Adam posts some really cool stuff on Facebook.
You know what's actually sad, guys, is most kids don't even know what the Looney Tunes are anymore.
I know.
I know. I make sure my grandkids watch it because I want to watch it.
Oh, yeah. I was showing my daughter the other night, all of them. I love Foghorn Leghorn, too.
Oh, yeah.
Me too.
Auto.
Miley.
So I have to tell you guys a funny
I
story.
think that's a nice little coin there, son.
Boy, that boy's about as sharp as the sack of wet mice.
Oh my God.
I use that one all the time.
So Ken's sister just messaged me a minute ago and told me about how her and Ken would sit up watching for hours, watching videos on fainting goats.
Oh yeah, those never get old.
She's got these all these memories that are coming up that she's sharing with me, and some of them are hysterical. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so Ken. Hours watching fainting goats.
We're talking about Mars.
I know, right? No, she never got the privilege of seeing that.
No.
She had no idea about him wanting to populate Mars. I'm like, oh, you missed out. That was a good one. You want to know the funny thing is he was so engaging that we all fed right into it. Like all of us in chat that were watching his things on Mars were like, well, what if we dug a hole really deep and blah, blah. I mean, we're all coming up with these, okay, that's ever really gonna happen. Oh yeah,
We have ways of doing these things.
you could use feces as what?
And no, you really don't want to, though.
Yeah, all you guys got suckered into his charm, didn't you?
Oh, completely. Some of us more than others.
Yeah.
Hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
All righty.
Very cool. I just got a couple cool little books here. A couple
I might have to get a couple
Herbert
of those.
books. Very nice.
Hey, Jeff, do you have any lined up?
Give me just a minute. I'll be ready to present. I was actually pulling some.
Oh,
All right, cool.
Poop, I'm sorry. I went a little quick there.
I got a cool cracked planchet quarter, 1939 cracked planchet quarter that I got. I'll try to pull my scope up.
Lots of those silver ones.
What, Chris?
I said I've seen quite a few silver quarters with cracked planchets
Yeah.
and some fishers.
Clamshell?
Pretty cool.
Clamshells. I like those.
Well, this one's not quite clamshell.
I should get one
I
of
do
those.
too. There.
Lincoln, of course.
Where is it?
Oh, Cindy. I know.
Okay. These chicken and the biscuits are really good.
Funny.
I love those things.
Listen.
I am no
With spray cheese, with the canned cheese. Oh,
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, all day long.
Well, I had a can of that, but I put it all in my mouth at one time. So
I do that too because I usually run out of crackers and there's plenty left in the cans.
oh wow, look at that thing. Holy
This from Blue Ridge.
that's really cool.
Goodness.
Oh, I saw that. Didn't
Happen.
you post that on Facebook?
Yeah, this is from Eric Moritz. He doesn't care if I use his name
Yeah,
on it.
something it was got down in that retaining collar too.
Yeah. Yeah, you see right there at the letter C in America on the obverse, the whatever it was, string or wire wrapped around. And there was actually a little impression in the reading. I couldn't find that particular photo, but it's pretty neat.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that went all the way into the.
And who found that one, John?
His name's Eric. It was on Facebook.
Yeah, I saw it on Facebook.
that's
Yeah,
like wire
yeah,
brush
Paula saw
bristles.
He got a lot of bad advice.
That's crazy.
Until he met me, and he got marginally good advice.
Then he got the correct advice. Got correct advice.
Yeah, that looks like wire brush bristles.
That's really cool.
That is cool.
Or string.
That's a good one.
Oh,
I have
man.
a few through string, but nothing like this. I mean, usually it's small pieces. That's crazy right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's almost like string out of the, like one of the mesh bags or something. Like it's something firm. I mean, it could even be wire, you know?
That's what I was thinking. Bristles, what they used to clean the
Yeah.
crap out of the die chamber with.
Like, why couldn't it be retained, right?
Oh my
Oh,
God.
that would be even crazier.
Yeah.
Like those retained staples and
The
stuff like
staples are the
Oh,
coolest.
staples. Absolutely.
Or that wood. Have you seen that? Like on the, is it the Peace Dollar or Morgan Dollar? There's one that has like a retained piece of wood.
Peace dollar.
Peace
Yeah,
Dollar. Okay, yeah.
that earlier.
Hmm.
Facebook is horrible.
Well, Facebook, you're in the wrong groups then, Wanda.
There she is.
Now, there are people who give advice in a lot of those Facebook groups that should not be giving advice in anywhere. But you just have to learn who you can listen to, and you know, our Q&A, we have our own Facebook group, and it's all of us on there. And the only thing that all of us, once in a while, we get really frustrated with is sometimes new collectors will come in and we'll give them really good advice. We'll post links where they can go do some research, and all they want to do is just argue with us. And that gets kind of frustrating, and sometimes we can be kind of snotty when that happens. But you should not be, if you ever are being disrespected or somebody's being rude to you, you need to report them to an admin. And if you're in a group where an admin doesn't listen to you, then you need to leave that group. And that's just, I mean, I hate to say it, but it's a fact. You know, if you
Hi,
can't.
Sylvia.
Hi, boo-boo.
Hey, SJ. Yeah, everybody's allowed to have a bad day, but
Yeah, but
we all
so
try.
I have seen people get just
Yeah.
like they say some uncalled for things. But I've also seen people who post some stuff and just want to be nasty themselves. So it's a two-way street.
Yeah, I'd say my best advice is to kind of sit on a new Facebook group you're on, especially if you're new, and kind of watch and kind of see the flow of kind of who's answering what. Pay attention to their rules. They've got, a lot of them have posting rules. You know, make sure you're following those rules, and try to do a little bit of homework yourself. You'll find that if you try to do a little bit of homework, show that you've done just a little bit of homework. You know, even some of the guys that are probably less than amicable about, you know, about their information will soften up and try to help you out.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's I mean, when I first started getting on Facebook groups, there's a lot of them out there, but knowing who to trust, that's the big one.
Yeah.
So that would be what they call a lurker, where you don't even respond or say anything, you don't post anything, but you know, you just sit there and watch, and you just kind of observe the personalities of the people that run the group. And you know, it's like, hey, well, if everything looks good, then I could start feeling confident that I could share and not being, you know, ridiculed about something, or if I didn't know anything. You know, it has to be the right environment. And I can tell you right now, Facebook, it could be feast or famine.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
So just do your due diligence.
Yeah, and you know, if we usually try, because we're all in several groups. Well, most of us. I think Shay left every single one, but
I just talked about 5 or 6.
but we usually try to post links that will direct you to, like, if we give you an answer, that'll direct you to more information. And a lot of times people won't even go look at, you know, won't click on the links and go look at the links, or So those are really helpful when people post those for, for reference. So, but yeah, Sean, I've said that also for a long time. When I first started, that's exactly what I did. I posted a couple posts and they were completely ridiculous. And I hope they're not still out there where you can find them, because it's ridiculous.
I want to
You know what? You just gave me an idea.
Shut up,
those.
Chris. And so after that, I was like, well, I'm never posting coin ever again. And I just sat back and I watched, and I learned a lot, because when I knew who to listen to at that point and who was giving good advice. And when they would give an answer, like they'd say, oh, that's a struck through, I would immediately go onto Google and research struck through errors. And it was, it was a huge help. Chris, you are so mean to me.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
I can see some things haven't changed.
Shay, I've got a couple ready. I have a couple that are just going to be really, really quick. I'm thinking.
All right.
If you want to show me, this is
Crazy on Coin Up. What do you mean, Bill?
from Gavin Makata. What's my collection worth? He's got some tokens, so I thought it's at least it's something a little different. They're tokens.
Sweet.
I see Chuck E. Cheese tokens down there in the bottom
Yeah,
right.
down the bottom right there, and oh yeah, the whole thing.
It looks like
Oh,
I want to go to Chuck E. Cheese.
you know what?
I did. I used to get pretty busy on it.
We talked to him before, right? Is this the guy that was missing one date for his entire set?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I tell you, that's going to be a tough set to value, because I don't know if anybody has the set. Oh, what was that carded one?
Is that an official Chuck E. Cheese album that I just saw?
Come to
I
our
think it was a
Wanda.
Cover of
There
it?
you go. Oh, it's a token.
Carded token. Yeah.
Limited edition. I tell you what, the right person. I'm not going to put a value on it, because I certainly don't know anything about them, but I do know that there are people out there that collect these.
It seems like it's a very niche product. It's almost like the Disney dollars. It's like there's so many people that actually collect those, and you just have to find the right interest group for it.
I'll tell you what, though, those Disney dollars are hot.
Yeah, because they don't make them anymore, do they, Chris?
No. But the thing is, they put a lot of love into them when they did make them. The serial numbers on them were all different. They made them like real money. Really cool. I'd buy them for my daughter whenever I see them.
Do you really?
Oh yeah, those things are great.
Yeah, some of them are very way out there pricey. Like I can understand, some of them are justified depending on, I guess, the date and the denomination. I think there's some, like $100 face denominations of a certain year that's way out there. And I think don't they have different characters on the front of them, Chris?
The different denominations do, yeah. But I think you can also find fancy serial numbers in them as well, because, like I said, the serial number changes from note to note.
Right. Yeah. Just like regular U.S. currency.
Yep.
Hey, Bill. I know it'd be easy just to find a token person, but even a dedicated token collector, and keep in mind, tokens is a huge kind of segment of exonumia. So you have Civil War tokens, you got store cards, you got all these different types of token segments that maybe this probably doesn't fit those particular dealers.
Yeah.
Buyers. Yeah, again, this is going to appeal to someone that likes Chuck E. Cheese, I got nothing else more to say about it. It's just it's going to be an acquired taste for sure.
I mean,
go ahead.
Sean's right. You know, this is for a specific type of collector, someone that has a real tight relationship with Chuck E. Cheese for some reason. Maybe somebody that worked there for a long time, or a franchise owner, or something like that. Definitely a niche market for these. I do collect them, but I don't go out of my way to get them. The ones on the left those are some older ones. Those are some nice ones there.
Oh yeah,
and I'm sure the older stuff is a lot harder to find. I mean, let's be honest. This is just like business strike coinage. It's intended to be used in arcade machines. So finding old ones is going to be hard, and then finding old ones in good condition is going to be even harder, because they were put into coin slots over and over and over again. So, I see some really nice ones there, and for me, if I had that collection, I wouldn't even be worried about what it's worth. It would be worth more to me as a collection, and I wouldn't even want to sell it. I'm sure a lot of time and energy was put into putting that together, and that's something you just keep and you keep adding to and pass it down.
Yeah, I found like 12 in a Coinstar one day, and they were in really great condition, so I just held on to them. And they're not worth a whole lot on an individual basis, but as a collection, I have a feeling that helps it price wise. You get the entire set.
Yeah, it's interesting. They at least went through the trouble to put dates on these things, so you can, I'd say that adds a little bit to the collectability. It's not for me, but however, I do, Juliana gas station stuff. The Sunoco and BP and Gulf and some of the other ones that did the coin game in the 60s and 70s. I collect those because I'm into cars.
What's neat about these is that he probably has a story about each one of them that he got. And that's kind of like the cool part about sharing your collection with somebody else that's not into collecting, to maybe spark the joy that you have in someone else is being able to tell the stories about your collection and where you got the coin and how you found it and what's exciting about it and why you love it.
Now, who sent this in? I didn't hear.
I'm locked. I would go back and look up the name.
Oh, you're frozen.
Yeah, my video locked. So I'm gonna back out and come back in. Give me a couple minutes here.
Well, while we're waiting for him to come back, my daughter heard us talking about those Disney dollars, and she pulled hers out to show. Right. So we have a couple here in the Series 1991. Now these are kind of plain, they're nice looking, but there's nothing really special about it. And they're colorized. They do have individual serial numbers on them. But then we go to Series 2003, and they start to actually add security features to them. Over here, where am I at? Okay, so over here, we actually have metallic strips. If I tilt it a certain way, you might be able to see the little silver dots coming through. So there's actually metallic strips in these, just like real currency. And then we have an aerial. So this one's kind of cool. We got the Little Mermaid on here. And
that's
once
my
again,
favorite character.
Yeah, we got these metallic strips in here. So there's actually security features on these, even $1 notes. It's kind of crazy. But you can see this one's marked, let's see, $5. So I paid $5 for this at a coin show. Nothing crazy, but for a Disney dollar, So these are hot. Like I said, a lot of people like these, especially the older ones. So keep an eye out for them, folks.
It used to be once you went to Disneyland and you went through the front gates, you could actually go to customer service and buy these at face value, and that's what a lot of people used to do back in the day, just so they could get all the rare hide denoms and fancy serial numbers. They don't do it anymore. They stopped doing that program, I'd say 3-4 years ago, and actually opened up the final year of the Disney dollars on their website for purchase, and all they had left at the end, I believe, were dollars and fives. So it's a pretty neat collectible. I would get a collection started for my daughter, but she would ruin it because she's 7.
Get him started young, though.
Exactly.
Get her some foreign currency. Who cares if she destroys it? And then maybe she'll get an appreciation for it.
Yeah,
$10 trillion.
$10 billion note from Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
Well, don't give her those. Those inflation, those hyperinflation notes, they're worth some money too. I like those.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, there's some guys out there.
Bags of foreign coins by the pound for cheap.
Oh, yeah. From Robert Raven, regarding 1945p, here's another odd die crack I recently found. We like odd. Odd is good.
The same coin.
Nope. That one's running right through E Pluribus Unum, it looks like.
Oh yeah. That reminds me of the die cracks on the Morgans, the VAMs.
Oh, yeah, the ones that shoot through everything.
Through the stars.
That's a nice one.
Yep, that's another one I would probably keep.
I don't see him going through all the letters most of the time. Usually it's going to stress out near the edges of the wheat and the rim where it's really close. You've got a lot of metal flowing there. Hence you retain cuds and etc. But really cool coin. Thanks, Robert.
Yeah, it's cool. I like those die cracks. That's awesome. That's a special one too.
It's special.
Fish.
Spy.
From Seamus. 1971D Kennedy dropped letter. I don't check every 71D Kennedy when coin roll hunting, but I'm glad that I stuck this one under the scope. The extra dropped O in of stuck out like a sore thumb. I thought you'd enjoy checking this out. Now, let me comment on that. Seamus, what if this was one of the ones that you decided not to look at? If you're going to take your time and go through coins and look at them under the scope, you might as well look at every single one.
Oh,
Wow. That's crazy.
I saw this posted on Facebook and I was just in awe. That's awesome.
I did too, and he's another one that got some really bad advice.
Jeez Louise.
Oh yeah, you read that too, huh?
Yes,
Paula?
I did. Yes,
was
I
like,
did.
"Oh, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yes, I
pretty
did.
cool. Right there.
It was given by a person who frequently does that. And then if I say anything to the contrary, I end up in a 2-hour-long argument with them, and it wasn't worth it. So I just didn't say anything.
I actually commented. I'm like, no, this is the real deal here.
Yeah.
They had mentioned, well, the edges are irregular and all that. Well, you got to keep in mind, this is a hardened piece of grease with debris.
And he was like, it's like this.
Yeah. It could flip backwards, leftwards, and it's always going to be irregular because it's actually a soft piece of debris. So you're going to actually have the irregular edges on them.
100%.
Was it Allie? Was it Allie?
No.
No,
I'll
some
tell
other guy.
I'll tell you in chat.
Okay.
I saw Blue Ridge had commented and I was like, oh, he's got it taken care of.
Oh, brother.
Oh, it might have been this person. But both of them are the same. Same
Oh,
thing.
gee.
I tell you what, I did. These are cool. These are really cool finds when you come across it. I was actually doing some research, and there was a 1922, and this one image, this coin right here, actually reminded me of a 1922 peace dollar that sold. I think it was either Heritage Auctions or Legend that had a drop letter, and it was the same. It was the O of in the United States of America that had fallen and landed kind of like overlapping where the O would be in of. And it looked exactly like this one. And it ended up selling for, I think it was like $12,000 or something crazy like that. But I mean, this is a Kennedy, so there's, but it's a really cool coin for sure.
Nice.
That's
Not saying you'll get
Potter
$12 for a Kennedy, but how about $12? I'll give you
that's a cool find for sure. Ken Potter actually posted a bunch of articles recently about drop letters, so
I don't know
check
if you
'em out.
saw the one that was posted a little while ago. It was a Lincoln cent, and the dropped letter was an S at the end of cent.
Yeah.
No fooling. It said it said cents.
I was looking at some. King Potter had posted a whole bunch on his Facebook group, and they're really cool. There was a dropped mint mark letter right next.
I really like those.
Yeah,
Cool.
he had some really cool ones. He had pictures.
That's
of.
why you look at the whole coin. If you're, some people get focused on looking like on 1960 Ds. They want to just look at the mint mark and that's it. Look at the mint mark, look for RPMs. That's all fine and good. But please look at the whole coin first, both sides. Both sides. You miss so much.
I concur. I actually found a 56 Lincoln Wheat that had a drop letter E on the obverse, right in front of Lincoln's eyeball. It was pretty cool. I'm like, whoa, where'd that? It was actually the E in Liberty drop.
Nice.
Pretty neat. It's still oriented
sometimes
correctly too. It's not backwards because they could flip to get that image on there
Oh, neat.
when they fall out.
Sometimes I get a little lazy myself. That's when I've probably been doing it too long and I should stop. And one time I remember I was going through my wheats very quickly because I was sick of them. I had hundreds and hundreds of them laying around, and I was actually rolling them up to sell them. And I was just taking a quick look through them, and I decided, you know what, I'm done. And the rest of them that were on my desk, I scooped up and put them in this dish to drop them in my change counter machine. And wouldn't you know it, their freaking reverse cud landed right on top. Man, I almost missed it.
Wow.
So then I thought to myself, you know what? I'm never doing that again.
Right?
It was telling you, don't do that.
Yeah, that was
That's
a
what-
sign. That was definitely a sign.
Mm-hmm. All right. I think somebody's ready for more. Yeah, Jeff has some more ready to show.
Yeah, I've got one I can show. This is from Archaeology Mike 007.
Yeah, he's in
And,
chat this evening.
He's in chat, pretty active in chat this evening. He's got just some stuff to show. He didn't have any questions. Let me go to the front of
That boy's always active in chat.
Yeah.
It looks like we got RB in the house too. Welcome, man.
I think we just lost Jeff again.
Uh-oh.
Who, Jeff?
Yeah,
Oh, he froze again?
he just dropped.
Oh.
Let me see if I can. Oh, there he is.
Sorry, wrong button. I had all my buttons screwed up. So I had to reboot. Technical difficulty after technical difficulty, right?
A good thing it wasn't a loaded weapon.
Did you read that, Chris?
I'm not a
Yep.
computer
Did you
guy
read
or a phone guy.
Yeah, let's read this out loud because I want to talk about that a little bit.
Okay,
Sylvia there.
let me read it so that you're not tooting your own horn.
I'm not trying to prove.
Okay, FYI, in case you didn't know, Chris Rhodes is the reason I have a YouTube channel. Thanks, Chris. Thanks.
Yeah.
And on behalf of an entire YouTube coin community, I would thank you that SJ has a channel.
I want to say something about that. Sylvia, you left me stranded on Facebook all alone.
Oh, snap.
Oh.
She does that, Chris. Don't take it personally. She does that. She just
With all those crazy people.
finds new friends and she just leaves.
No, I'm glad you're having fun. I know you're hand pouring your own silver now. Good for you. So
She's all
Beautiful stuff. She does such a good job.
yep.
So you got it going on.
you know what she's doing now? She's wood burning. Hello.
Oh
Did you see
yeah.
the dragons?
Yeah. Awesome.
Oh my god.
Anyway, that's
Linda
always
loved the hummingbird too.
So that looks like some extreme dye deterioration.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
It's
saw
kind of
one last week, right?
Yeah.
Or 2 weeks ago.
That's Warren the rat poop.
One just like it. Yeah.
Did we see that?
Yeah.
I remember seeing something.
yeah, that's dieware.
Skim alert.
Here's the reverse.
Yeah, it's dieware. Extreme
Dieware?
Dieware? Dieware? Underwear?
I just made you say underwear.
Flyer.
Is that archaeology, Mikey's?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that one, the dime was dieware.
Yeah.
Oh, is this a close AM? Was that is this a 92D?
Oh, don't even.
Huh?
If that's the reverse
Can we
of
get
that.
closer?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, put up against a mirror so we can tell.
I think he's asking if it's a PDO. No, you're seeing dieware on that one too. Like poor man's double die. But
Freaked me out for a minute because I see a close AM reverse, then I see a 92D. Is that the same coin?
Is that the same coin?
Do that.
see how the numbers on that, Mikey, are like ghosted? They kind of like look ghosted. Yeah, on the date.
Yeah,
That's dieware.
Yeah,
Can you get a
bring that
little
on.
bit closer on that? See
It's
how the
delicious.
numbers are ghosted? Like, that's dieware.
Like right there on the other side. And you even see, when you see it on the mint mark on these,
Mhm.
The plating looks puckered.
like that and the ones, we can come over here and it's probably some stuff on the L.
So what happens on that is those devices are incuse in the die. Well, as that die wears out, that metal has to flow somewhere. And so it starts flowing out of those devices. And that's what that is. It's little flow line, little flowy, little ghosting.
Got zinconatia.
Yeah. Zinc.
It's like throwing a rock in a just absolutely calm body of water and just seeing all the waves come off of it. That's what I like to.
That's a good
Oh, that's beautiful, Sean.
Hey,
Thank you
Thanks.
for that. That was beautiful.
yeah.
What a
That is
beautiful
not the
analogy.
same coin.
I'm going to steal it, okay?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I didn't put my patent on it yet.
And here's a flyer. I'm not sure what we're looking at on the flyer.
It looks normal.
Yeah.
Apparently, I'm Cindelicious' new hero. I'm not really sure what she's talking about, though.
You're
Is it-
everybody's hero, Chris.
The 5 on there, Mikey, looks like it took a little bit of a hit. I know you had alluded to if you wanted to see a future video on my channel about varieties. It's actually, in spite of the fact that it's a very short series, if you took out the 56 proof, which obviously is that's a coin that not a lot of people own, but the 57 is the date that has a lot of different varieties. Rick Snow, who attributes not only Indian head cents, but also does Flying Eagles, has attributed a number of really cool varieties for the Flying Eagle series. I should hook you guys up for that education. He even has a few publications on the subject if you're interested.
Heck yeah, always.
He's awesome too. Very nice guy.
And flyers are known for seeing some of the mule clashes where it's a clash with a different denomination. I think one of them's a $20 gold piece, and the other one's a quarter.
Yeah, the double eagle. It's amazing.
Oh, Kenzie, not now.
Does he have a whole picture of that flying eagle?
No, I think we just have the one in there.
Well, alrighty then.
I want to know what that memorial reverse is. If that goes with that 92D, I'd love to take a closer look at that.
Yeah, did we get an answer?
Oh,
So, Archaeology Mikey, the memorial reverse that's in these pictures, I'd like to know what coin that is.
There's no question about it.
That right there. I want to know what coin that is.
It goes with the 92D, he said.
Okay.
That's a wide.
That's a wide. Yeah, at first it looks like a close AM, but now looking at the FG, I see it's real close to
the letters
Memorial too. Had my juices flowing for a little bit there.
Woody.
Yeah, spot
Perked him up a little bit.
Intelligence syndrome.
Spot the big variety on the show.
I'm about 99% sure this was taken. The picture was taken on top of a Dance Go album.
Yes, it was.
Oh, and by the way, I put this in the Coinstar.
No!
Oh,
No!
Oh, and
Yeah.
go ahead.
I wish that I found these images sooner. I wish
did
you
we
did
answer
too.
all your questions, Mikey?
Ooh, that's a pretty one right there.
He's a beaut, Clark.
Can you say
Better not be at 16.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Split bands. Look at those.
that'd
See,
be a
they're,
$1
they're
coin?
rounded along the top, and they're split. So they're not flattened.
okay.
That's the real deal right there. That's beautiful.
How about that N in Unum? Can we take a close look at that N in Unum?
In Unum?
Unum.
Yeah.
Un momento.
Okay. I just wanted to see that a little bit closer. Boy, is that a beautiful looking coin.
What year is it? Okay. Oh,
Ooh.
That's 42/1.
yeah. Is it? It is.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Yes, it is.
Woo!
I didn't see that.
Shut the front door.
Yeah.
So
What
I have
the
a story for you guys. I knew of a guy that cherry picked one of these off of eBay back in like 2010, and it looked eerily in the same condition as this one. He ended up getting it graded as a PCGS Mid-State 65 full bands, I believe. And he ended up selling it for almost $100,000. It was and he bought the coin out of a lot of like six coins, and the listing did not pare down the dates on the description, and he cleaned house. He saw the pictures were clear enough that he saw the 42/1, and it was like the biggest talk of the town for probably like 6 months, because he had to send it. He sent it off to the graders. It came back, and he consigned it with an auction house online, and it was a huge story back then.
Ant says, had it since I was a kid, didn't know
Yes,
it was
the
there.
grade you got, man, that's got to be MS 66.
Ant said,
Oh,
now it's why we have a place to stay.
Yeah. I'd say 66 with
Paula must have her headphones off or something.
I'm going to revise and say 64 full split bands.
It does, yeah. I was thinking like 64.
Blues
I thought at 65.
That got us 66.
Eric wants to get in.
It's 66 full split bands. Yep.
Well, apparently it's already graded. And
Oh,
said it's a 66.
Yeah.
I see love on that, man.
Wow.
I see
I
love.
can-
The chick scores. Thank you.
Hey, what can we say? You have that eye for detail.
I had a good teacher.
Us barbarian dudes don't have that.
You know, luster and strike. I mean, those are two of your cornerstones for market grading.
Well, I'll tell you what, I love the reverse on that coin. The reverse on that is sharp. I love the texture you can see in the fields. That is probably one of the nicest Mercury dimes I've seen.
It's like exactly what it was meant to look like right there.
Oh my God, that is so
Congratulations.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Hot
yeah,
off the
that's
plate.
like
The
That's
blade
a-
on the axe.
a coin.
What a pretty
Yeah, I mean, Frank's right. Look at the blade on the axe. I mean, it looks sharp, right? Beautiful.
Well, and not only that, the up and down vertical sticks and the fascies are clean. They have no nicks on them whatsoever. And those are usually spots where you'll come across a little mark or so. But on this one, it's sharp. It's razor sharp. This is a beautiful example.
Yeah,
Well, Mikey, I have to say that most coin shops, even though they don't do errors and varieties, this is one they would not miss. You're not likely to find one of these unattributed.
Hey, Blues.
It's possible, but
Yeah, Blues wanted to get in. I don't know if anybody heard me or not.
Well, Paula's right for the Philadelphia 42/1. The 42/1 Denver is still cherry pickable to this day.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, then I'm
It's
gonna have to get on
It's
that.
not as in your face as the Philadelphia version, where you on that one you just simply see the one going through the entire two in that date.
I see what you're talking about. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just mean that they look for them.
Oh, people cherry pick them all the time.
Yeah.
It's either you find one in there or you don't,
hmm
and you end up wasting like 3 hours of your time scouring eBay or somewhere.
Not me. I'm
No,
not that dedicated. I'm really not. I can't do what like Ken and the boys did. I get through 2 pages and I'm done. I'm like, all right, I'm done. I didn't find anything. I gotta go.
Go for a couple hours before I get worn out. But yeah, it's nice. I couldn't imagine doing it day in, day out every day, but
Now I could sit for hours at a coin show at somebody's booth and look through their boxes and stuff. That I could do, but through eBay, nah.
I think the key really is to set up some good searches and have it let you know when they come up.
Yeah.
But still.
Well,
Blues,
yeah.
if you want to get in, I'll drop out.
Well, I think that's our last email. Do you have any more, Jeff?
I don't have any queued up. I got a little preoccupied with my technical.
I think we made it through the night. We got through all of them.
Good.
That coin probably wouldn't have stayed in my collection very long either. I have to say, I probably would have sold that coin too. So
The 42/1. Yeah, that's a coin. You know, it's great to cherry pick one, but it's like, I really want that money so I could.
yeah.
Or Lincoln cent bags.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now I can get an SVDB.
It was short tonight, Dale. It was. We weren't on last week and we didn't do a whole lot of promoting because, we all had other stuff, reasons. So,
Yeah.
Did Buck Dwanger come through?
huh?
Oh yeah, I did have that one. Did you want to talk about it real quick before we go?
Yeah, I just wanted
Yeah,
to
I got
show it
loaded
off.
up actually. I forgot about it. I'm sorry.
What was it?
Buck Dwanger.
But, oh, yeah, your
So is it
time.
Dwanger or fuck Wanger.
Tomato, John. Tomato,
Do you have the 1 cent version or the 3 cent?
Pudwhacker.
I tried to pronounce it. I couldn't. I was like, I'm done. I can't pronounce that.
Right. So Coin Dragon can pronounce it.
Pudwhanger. Why is it Pudwhanger?
Fulzenwagen.
Making it sticky.
Fulzenwagen.
Now it's ugly. She is ugly, right? She's a hog. She's a pig, but she's all mine.
And it's awesome.
That's my first pattern coin.
It's cool.
And
I like
it was drilled and holed and plugged or whatever, but hey.
So Chris, obviously you've done a little research on this thing. What can you tell everybody about the composition and all that great stuff?
Nothing. I didn't do any research at all on it.
Isn't it like German silver? Is that that's
Yes.
what I think it is. German silver.
It's their version of the hard times token.
It's kind of like the mutt of compositions. It's got all the crap in there.
Yep.
Chris is like, not a damn thing.
Yeah, not
Nope.
a damn thing. It just looked cool.
Saw one at a show, didn't buy it, kicked myself in the ass ever since, and found this one on a Facebook group, and I jumped right on it because
Heck yeah, man.
I'm sick of having regrets
Look once, man.
for not buying stuff. And honestly, this is just the starter for me. Once I find a better one, I'll buy it, and then I'll sell this one. But I had to have it.
That's how we roll.
I actually was watching a few eBay auctions on these. They don't go.
Yeah, I mean, they don't what?
They don't go for cheap.
No, even this
Especially
one in the condition.
the 3 cent denomination is pretty pricey.
Yeah, I paid $115 for this one shipped in the condition it's in, which is probably right about where it should be.
It's like a 20-cent piece.
Hi, Hoogie. I really, what you talked about earlier, I really appreciate it. That would help out a lot. It really would. Because I have nothing right now other than the stuff that I'm going to put in myself. So it really will help. Thank you so much.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you guys for coming. I appreciate everybody in the panel for being here and everybody who sent in coins and those of you who came to watch. We sure appreciate you participating in the chat.
Especially today. It's special. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. For sure. So you guys take care, and we'll see you again next week. I don't know who's up yet, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. Take a gander on our Facebook Q&A page, and you'll get notified. So one of us will be going live next week. So.
And again, the address, my address is down in Shay's description page to send if you want to send a card to the Peavey family, a condolence or you don't have to send money, just a card.
Yeah.
Or if you just want to send Paula a naughty gift, go ahead because she likes that kind of stuff.
There are links for everybody's the panel members' channels down below and in the description. If you could, please pay them a visit, subscribe, like, go check out their content. They're all awesome. All right.
And if my Peavey family is watching out there, much love.
Yes. Much love to the Peavey family.
Yeah.
All right. Take care.
Thank you all for sharing in with us.
Bye.